come with us as we travel to Perth. It takes about 4 hours from Melbourne. We hired a Tesla and I was so excited to test drive this out. It was definitely a learning experience driving one of these, but we finally got to our hotel at the Hilton. We finally landed and we're in the hotel room, but we're starving, so we're going to go get some food. Unfortunately, there was not everything in the CBD was closed, so we ended up just getting room service. We got some bolognese and a pizza. We were then up pretty early to head over to Rottnest Island, so we caught a ferry called the Sea Link. We have made it to Rottnest Island. It's amazing. We are on our way to go hire some bikes. This is probably the biggest room of bikes that I've actually ever seen. We then got ready to set off on our journey. It's really cool because you can ride bikes around the whole entire island. I did get a little bit humbled with the level of cardio that it did require, but it was so much fun. I didn't really know too much about the history of Rottnest Island, but it did play a big part in World War II for a base and a lookout, which is really interesting, and they have all these like abandoned spaces that was used in the war, and you're just able to freely go and explore, and there was just no one there. They had the decommissioned cannons, so this is where they would be. It's like actually unreal. Whoa, this is crazy. What a work view. We made it down to the first beach of the day. This one was truly beautiful. We then went for a little walk, but then someone told us that there was a snake ahead, so we turned back around. And on the way to the next beach, we were stopped by the Rottnest train, which was so cute. And we finally made it to probably one of my favourite beaches that I've been to in Australia, I reckon. It's called the Basin Beach. And this whole area was so breathtakingly beautiful. The water was so warm as well, which is definitely a win. We then stopped at this beautiful little restaurant. Honestly, the food was amazing. And then the view. Like, show me a better view to have a cocktail too. Everyone talks about how hard it is to actually get photos with quokkas. The dynamics of the group is like, honestly, it's really difficult. The way they're leaning. It's actually terrifying. So what the jitty is the horse. They're also a lot smaller than you would think. Whoa. It was time to return our bike, and we just chilled and waited until it was time for our ferry to take us back to Perth. Then the next day we started off strong with another buffet brekkie, which was amazing. We then went and checked out the Strength Club in Perth. It was a really cool space. I highly recommend trying it out if you ever are in Perth. We then headed back to our Tesla. I am in love with this car, by the way. But we were headed off to a beach called Amira Shipwreck. So that's actually a shipwreck. How cool is that? People are snorkeling around there. It is seriously stunning. And just took a bit of a relax and had a bit of a lay down on the beach for a while. We stopped in at the APA powerlifting comp, watched some really heavy weight to be lifted. I then went and stopped in and got an acai bowl, which was delicious. And then we went to dinner, this Brazilian barbecue place, which was really yum. So today we're checking out. We're going to go down and grab some breakfast at the buffet. And then I'm going to drop Tyler off at the powerlifting comp. And I'm not really sure what I'm going to do today. Okay, so I've dropped Tyler off and I just kind of want to go for a little bit of a drive around. Might go have a look at some shops and might just like stop in and just hang out at the beach. I'm just actually really excited to just chill and relax before we get on our flight. Our flight's at 4:30 today and it is now 9:53. So went and had a look at some shops and then Tyler up and we went to our last beach stop in Perth. I just can't get over how blue the water is. It's amazing. And that wraps up our Perth trip.